Breaking news. The government is about to change everything about how MOTs work. If you're a driver in the UK, what's coming in November 2025 will affect every single one of you, and you need to know about it right now. Before we dive into these crucial changes that could save you hundreds of pounds and keep you safe on the road, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is dedicated to keeping you informed about everything that matters to UK drivers, from road law changes to money-saving tips, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. So let's talk about what's actually happening with the MOT system. The Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, that's the DVSA, has announced a comprehensive overhaul of the MOT testing framework that will roll out from November 2025. Now, you might be thinking, why now? What's prompted this massive change? Well, the answer is both alarming and necessary. Over the past 3 years, there's been a significant increase in MOT fraud cases, with some testing stations passing vehicles that had serious safety defects. We're talking about worn brake pads, faulty steering components, and dangerous tire conditions being overlooked. The consequences have been tragic in some cases, with accidents directly linked to vehicles that should never have been on the road. The new system introduces something called digital verification technology. Every MOT test will now be recorded using mandatory video equipment installed at all testing stations. These aren't just basic cameras pointed at the vehicle. We're talking about sophisticated systems that capture multiple angles of the inspection process, recording everything from the tester checking your brake fluid levels to them measuring your tire tread depth. The footage gets uploaded automatically to a central DVSA database where it's stored for 2 years. This means if there's ever a question about whether a test was conducted properly, there's now a complete video record. For us as drivers, this is actually brilliant news because it provides accountability. No more wondering if the mechanic actually checked everything they said they did. But here's where it gets really interesting for you as a car owner. The new system also introduces something called the MOT Health Report. After your test, whether you pass or fail, you'll receive a detailed digital report that goes far beyond the basic pass or fail certificate we get now. This report will include photographs of any advisory items, predicted timelines for when components might need attention, and even comparison data showing how your vehicle's condition stacks up against similar models of the same age. Think of it as a health check for your car that actually helps you plan for future maintenance rather than just telling you what's wrong right now. Now, there's another major change that's going to affect when you can get your MOT done. Currently, you can have your MOT test up to 1 month before it expires and keep the same renewal date. That's staying the same, but what's new is that from November 2025, if your MOT expires completely and you don't book a test within 7 days of expiry, you'll face an automatic fine. No warnings, no grace period after those 7 days. The fine starts at £60 and increases by £20 for each additional week of delay. This is the government's way of cracking down on the estimated 500,000 UK drivers who are currently driving around with expired MOTs. Yes, you heard that right. 500,000 vehicles on our roads without valid MOT certificates. The cost of the test itself is also changing, though perhaps not in the way you might fear. The maximum fee for a standard car MOT is going up from £54.50 to £58.75. That's an increase of just over £4. However, and this is important, testing stations will now be required to display their prices prominently online and in their waiting areas. The DVSA is creating a new comparison website where you can search for MOT centers in your area and see their prices before you book. This transparency is designed to encourage competition and potentially keep prices lower than they might otherwise be. For those of us on fixed incomes or tight budgets, being able to shop around easily is a real advantage. There's also a significant change coming to the advisory system. Currently, when something on your car isn't quite bad enough to fail the MOT but needs attention, it gets listed as an advisory. The problem has been that these advisories have been quite vague. From November, advisories will be categorized into 3 levels: monitor items that need checking in the next 12 months, attention items that need addressing in the next 6 months, and urgent advisories that need fixing in the next 3 months. Each category will be clearly marked on your certificate and in the digital report. Insurance companies are also being given access to this data, which means if you ignore an urgent advisory and then have an accident related to that component, your insurance might not pay out. This isn't about penalizing drivers, it's about creating a clear paper trail that encourages proper vehicle maintenance. For older vehicles, there's news that will affect quite a few of you. Cars that are 40 years old or older are currently exempt from MOT testing under the historic vehicle rule. That exemption is staying in place, but with a new condition. If you want to claim the exemption, you'll need to submit a digital declaration every 3 years confirming that the vehicle hasn't been substantially modified and is being properly maintained. This declaration will require photographs of key components including brakes, steering, and suspension. The DVSA can request a full inspection at any time if they have concerns. This change comes after several accidents involving historic vehicles that were found to be in dangerous condition despite being legally exempt from testing. Electric and hybrid vehicles are getting special attention in the new system too. From November 2025, all MOT testers will be required to complete additional training on electric vehicle safety checks. New test procedures are being introduced specifically for battery health, charging systems, and high-voltage electrical components. If you drive an electric or hybrid vehicle, your MOT will take slightly longer, probably an additional 15 to 20 minutes, but you'll get much more comprehensive information about your vehicle's condition, particularly regarding battery degradation and charging efficiency. Here's something that will make life easier for many of you. The new system introduces automatic MOT reminders. If you opt in, and it's completely voluntary, the DVSA will send you email and text message reminders starting 2 months before your MOT is due. You'll get follow-up reminders at 1 month, 2 weeks, and 1 week before expiry. These reminders will also include a list of testing stations within 5 miles of your registered address, along with their current prices and available appointment times. For those of us who lead busy lives or might sometimes forget these important dates, this is a genuinely helpful addition. The enforcement side is getting much tougher too. MOT testing stations that are found to have issued fraudulent passes will face immediate suspension pending investigation. Previously, stations might receive warnings or short suspensions, but the new rules mean any proven fraud results in permanent license revocation and potential criminal charges for the testers involved. The DVSA is also introducing mystery shopper programs where they'll present vehicles with known defects to random testing stations to ensure standards are being maintained. This might sound harsh, but it's about restoring trust in a system that's been undermined by a minority of dishonest operators. What does all this mean for you practically? First, make sure you're aware of your MOT due date and don't let it expire. Set your own reminders if you prefer not to use the DVSA system. Second, when you get your MOT done after November 2025, take time to read through that detailed health report. It's not just paperwork, it's valuable information about your vehicle's condition. Third, don't ignore those categorized advisories. If something is marked as urgent, get it sorted. Finally, if you're shopping around for MOT testing, use the new comparison tools to find reputable stations with fair prices. These changes represent the biggest overhaul of the MOT system in over 30 years. While change can feel inconvenient, especially when it involves our vehicles and our wallets, this particular set of reforms is genuinely designed to make our roads safer and give us more control and information as vehicle owners. The video verification protects honest testing stations as much as it protects drivers, and the detailed reporting helps us all make better decisions about vehicle maintenance before small problems become expensive failures. So mark November 2025 in your calendars, stay informed, and make sure you're ready when these changes come into effect. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.